From the outside, Kimberly Guilfoyle's story might look like a series of glamorous chapters: law, television, politics, and high-profile relationships. But beneath the surface lies a narrative far more complex, driven by tragedy, ambition, and a determination to never be powerless again. This is not just a story about a woman in the spotlight. It is a story about survival, reinvention, and the price of always chasing something bigger. Kimberly's journey begins in San Francisco, but not in the glittering city of cable cars and politics. Her early years were marked by a tragedy that would shape every decision that followed. In 1980, when Kimberly was just 11 years old, her mother Mercedes collapsed at home. Within months, leukemia had taken her life. The woman who had dedicated herself to teaching children with special needs was suddenly gone, leaving behind 2 children and a husband forced to hold a family together. Anthony Guilfoyle, her father, was an Irish immigrant who had come to America with nothing. He worked construction jobs by day and raised his children by night. Kimberly watched as he struggled to keep the household running, trying to be both mother and father, even as grief silently weighed on him. The lesson for Kimberly was harsh but unforgettable. Love could vanish overnight. Security was fragile. The only thing she could truly depend on was herself. At Mercy High School, Kimberly poured her energy into academics. Every grade, every test, every assignment became a step toward independence. She was not simply chasing success, she was running from vulnerability. Her father noticed the drive. He saw the desperation behind the ambition, the sense that if she slowed down, life might collapse again. But he also encouraged her. Education became her ticket to safety, a shield against the uncertainty she had lived through. At the University of California, Davis, Kimberly reinvented herself. No longer the grieving daughter, she was now a determined student building a new identity. Later, at the University of San Francisco School of Law, she discovered how to turn her toughness into an advantage. To pay the bills, she modeled, even appearing in Victoria's Secret catalogs, learning that her appearance could open doors just as easily as her intelligence. But in law, she found a career where being hard, unflinching, and relentless were professional assets. By 1994, Kimberly had graduated with a law degree, armed with ambition and a determination to never again be left helpless. Her early years as a prosecutor in San Francisco revealed both her talent and the brutal reality of politics. In 1996, after a new district attorney took office, Kimberly was one of 14 prosecutors abruptly fired. No warnings, no appeals, just gone. The experience stung, but it taught her another lesson. In San Francisco's legal world, success was not just about skill. It was about connections, alliances, and timing. Kimberly moved to Los Angeles, taking a position as an assistant district attorney. It gave her experience, but her eyes were still on San Francisco. And soon, opportunity would come in an unexpected form. At a political fundraiser in the mid-1990s, Kimberly met a young, ambitious city supervisor named Gavin Newsom. He was handsome, connected, and clearly destined for bigger things. For Kimberly, the attraction was not just personal. Gavin represented security, opportunity, and influence in the very city where her career had stumbled. For Gavin, Kimberly was the perfect partner. Intelligent, glamorous, and someone who enhanced his image. Their relationship developed like a partnership, each offering something the other needed. By the year 2000, Kimberly was back in San Francisco's district attorney's office, working under the very man who had once fired her. This time, her proximity to Newsom helped smooth the path. In 2002, Kimberly faced the trial that would define her career, the Diane Whipple dog mauling case. The brutal attack had shocked the nation. 2 massive dogs had mauled a woman to death in her apartment hallway. The case was bizarre, tragic, and connected to the Aryan Brotherhood, making it a media sensation. As co-prosecutor, Kimberly thrived under the cameras. She secured convictions while displaying the toughness and composure that television audiences found captivating. Almost overnight, she was no longer just Gavin Newsom's girlfriend. She was a star in her own right. Media outlets lined up to feature her. CNN, Court TV, Fox News, Everyone wanted the glamorous prosecutor who had just won the most notorious case in California. In December 2001, Kimberly and Gavin married in a lavish ceremony described as San Francisco's social event of the year. 500 guests filled the church, including every major political and media figure in the city. The press dubbed them the new liberal power couple. On paper, it was perfect. Gavin was climbing toward the mayor's office, while Kimberly was becoming a television legal personality. But beneath the glamour, the marriage functioned like a business merger. Two ambitious individuals, both using the partnership to advance their own goals. The real test came in 2004, when Gavin became mayor of San Francisco and Kimberly accepted a position with Court TV in New York. Overnight, their lives became a bicoastal balancing act. 3,000 miles apart, each consumed by demanding careers, their marriage unraveled. By 2005, they announced their divorce, citing career demands. Within months of her divorce, Kimberly met Eric Villancy, a wealthy businessman and heir to a furniture empire. The relationship moved fast, engaged by Christmas, married by spring, and pregnant soon after. This marriage offered Kimberly something different: financial security outside of politics, and a glamorous life in New York's elite social circles. But once again, her ambition clashed with the demands of marriage. By 2009, she and Villancy divorced. 2 marriages, 2 divorces, both shaped by the same pattern: personal relationships taking a backseat to professional opportunity. Through it all, Kimberly's career flourished. At Fox News, she became a familiar face, co-hosting The Five and appearing across the network. Her sharp legal analysis and bold personality made her a standout figure. But it wasn't just her legal background that captured attention. Kimberly had mastered the art of storytelling on television, turning her personal history, her father's immigrant struggles, and her own resilience into part of her brand. For nearly a decade, she built her identity as a conservative media star. Yet, behind the scenes, controversy brewed. In 2018, amid allegations of workplace misconduct, Kimberly reached a settlement with Fox News and left the network. The reported payout exceeded $4 million. For many, this could have ended a career. For Kimberly, it became another chance to reinvent herself. That same year, she began a relationship with Donald Trump Jr. The timing was perfect. Trump Jr. was going through a divorce, and Kimberly was free of her Fox News contract. Their partnership quickly evolved into both a personal and professional alliance. Kimberly joined the Trump campaign as a senior fundraiser, delivering fiery speeches and helping raise millions. Her experience in television translated into political messaging. She became one of the most visible faces of the campaign, praised for her energy, criticized for her management style, but always in the spotlight. For Kimberly, it was another transformation, from prosecutor to TV star to political advisor. Each reinvention brought her closer to power. Looking at Kimberly Guilfoyle's life, a pattern emerges. Early loss taught her to never rely on others for stability. Ambition became her armor. Each relationship, each career move, reflected a relentless drive to stay one step ahead of vulnerability. She has been a prosecutor, a television personality, a political strategist, and the partner of some of the most powerful men in America. Yet at every stage, one theme repeats: survival through reinvention. To her supporters, Kimberly is a symbol of resilience. A woman who turned tragedy into triumph, who refused to let obstacles define her. To her critics, she embodies ruthless ambition, willing to sacrifice relationships for career advancement. The truth, as always, lies somewhere in between. Kimberly Guilfoyle's story is not finished. But one thing is certain. Whether in the courtroom, on television, or in politics, she has never been content to stand in the shadows. She has always been determined to stand in the spotlight, no matter the cost.